Well, very good morning, everybody. I was just sitting over in the tunnel having my coffee, and there's this weird little sound. It was like squeak, 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 and had to really look very carefully to see what it was. Turns out there's two baby wrens at the top of the tunnel with their parents, who are actively trying to feed them. So the parents are going doolally, flitting hither and thither, trying to collect up food for them. And these little birds are just literally terrorising their parents with constant squeaking. So you'll hear them now. So I'm just going to sit down. Got lots of herbs on the table there drying. There's one of the little ones on a stone there, look. Can you see it? Oh, it's flitted off. It's up on top of the barrel. I think that's one of the babies, because it's constantly calling out to its parents. The little wren, of course, is, I think it's the tiniest bird in Ireland, and it's much lauded in folklore. There's, in fact, on St. Stephen's Day, which is the day after Christmas Day, there's a sort of a custom that's called the hunting of the wren. Now, I don't really know what that involves. It's a very ancient custom, one that I'm not particularly interested in anyway. And I think it's just primarily symbolic, if you like. But the wrens have become more and more visible here at Bealtaine Cottage. And of course, the fact that the parents and the babies are both here, are all here in the tunnel. You can just see them flitting. Yeah, they're up through the trees and all over the place. They're collecting little insects, I would imagine. And I think the babies are sort of up in this little area here. I'll just show you the herbs I was cutting yesterday, because I did quite a clean up here in the tunnel. The tunnel had become massively overgrown. Look at this lovely web here. Lots of little insects in there. So I was cutting bay and chamomile and sage and feverfew. No, feverfew and lemon balm. This is lemon balm, and lemon verbena and parsley. So that's just some of the herbs. Oh yes, and thyme, of course. Got quite a nice big bunch of thyme there. See, one of the little birds is up there in the peach tree, flitting around. And they've chosen a fantastic spot to raise their babies, because of course there's lots and lots of food in here and shelter. And very clever little things, because they've chosen the topmost part of the tunnel, which of course is dedicated as little miniature woodland garden. When I was clearing the tunnel yesterday, actually, I heard quite a lot of rustling, and there was quite a few little birds flew out. I hadn't realised that there was birds in there at the top. But anyway, all's well that ends well, because I didn't spend too long up in that area. I quickly abandoned whatever I was doing there, and the little birds have returned. Little wrens have returned. And of course the little brush is there in the half barrel with the water in it, so anything that does fall in or can't get out will be able to simply get on board that little brush and make their way out. You still see them. That's the wren. It's very rare to get to see a wren, up close, because they flit about amazingly fast. And like I said, they're very secretive birds. And there's the boy saying good morning. He's got his big head resting on my leg there. It must weigh about 4 pounds. So yesterday what I did, I must just show you out here, because all that Russian kale, the Russian kale that came up in the compost heap? Look at this, isn't it beautiful? Well, yesterday what I did, I harvested a load of it just by cutting off the top leaves, just with a pair of scissors. I just went through it. You can see where I partially decimated it. And that made a beautiful microgreen salad. So I had a baby kale salad yesterday, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So there I have a whole bed of microgreens without even trying. I love it when something like that happens. And I could just see, because I've got 2 compost heaps on the go now. This is going to be a harder one to biodegrade down because there's bigger stuff in it, but this will be my quick one. I keep piling stuff on top, and it degrades down pretty quickly. But you can just see there's a lot of raspberries there. I'll just do a little zoom in so you can see. Aren't they lovely? All the raspberries. Look at that. Now, people ask me every year without fail, what do you do to get your berries in before the birds get them? And I do say the same thing, and I'm going to have to repeat it again this year. I plant enough for the birds and me. So their needs and my needs. We're all here with Mother Earth. Blackcurrant bushes, raspberry canes are the easiest things to grow. They don't cost a penny, because you just put them in, a little cutting or a little root, and in it goes, and it just spreads and grows and gives you so much beautiful fruit. By the way, that's 2 forms of fuchsia up there, the pink one and the red one, and they're both about 12 foot high. You can see they're towering over the tunnel. So yeah, and I get quite annoyed when I see comments on gardening sites or permaculture sites or wherever, where people are growing. They say, how do you deal with the birds taking all the fruit? And I look at the pictures and I think, gosh, you've got masses of space. Why don't you just plant some more bushes? I've got masses and masses of blackcurrants, more than what I could ever need. If there was an army of cleverest, there's still more than what could be, usefully used. So, of course, let the birds have them, for goodness sake. Why are people so, I won't say mean, but incredibly self-centred? That their needs are the only needs in the entire multiverse that we live in. Look at that beautiful fuchsia up there. Isn't that gorgeous? Again, a massive, massive bush. It must be, I don't know, it's higher than the other two at the other side of the tunnel, so it must be about 12 or 15 feet high. It's more like a miniature tree, isn't it? So, yeah. So I'll have to come back out here on Sunday and do a lot more cutting back. Just when I thought it was safe to traverse the paths, they're all growing in again. Oh, blessings to you all.